Okay, so we mentioned the Buffalo Bulls, a team that we think is on the ascent. This gentleman is the handsome gentleman right here, the head coach of the, we say that because we've known him a long time, so we could say that. Jeff Quinn, the head coach of the Buffalo Bulls. Good to see you, Coach.
Well, thank you for having us.
How are you? Everything well as you come into this new football season? We'll meet your two outstanding young student athletes in a moment, but you know, just by what? The program's on the ascent. The program is on the rise. You look for your expectation level. Now you want to be able to meet some of those expectations. Why don't you lay out, Jeff, for what you were looking to do when you got to the university at Buffalo, now in year 3, and where you believe that through 2 recruiting classes this program is going into your 3rd year?
Well, we want to establish a distinct philosophy at Buffalo in terms of my vision, my mission, my strategy, and you do that with the right kind of Bulls. We talk about RKBs and bringing the right kind of people in our program, not only as players but also coaches. And I have an outstanding coaching staff. You know, we went through a change defensively this past spring, but we return all of our offensive coaches back, and you know, and that's really a big part of what we were able to do from year 1 to year 2 is really improve our output offensively. You know, decrease the turnovers, put more output in scoring. Young man right here, Branden, out of our running back, our offensive line, we really attacked that position up front because we did not measure up offensively, you know, on the offensive line, and that benefited Branden and the rest of the output that we were offensively. You know, we have to finish games. You know, we've improved, but we need to finish, and we need a much more consistent results in our production. Defensively, we graduated 8 players from year 1 to year 2, and you know, the great thing is we bring back Kahlil Mack, one of our great outside linebackers, and somebody who's very disruptive. And you know, both these gentlemen are on a lot of national watch lists. But it's not just them, but it's the whole team. You know, it's the leadership, it's the attitude and the work ethic, and we've been able to see that grow and develop. And we were close last year. You know, you look at the 2 teams that played in the Mack championship game, OU and Northern, and we had some tremendous games. We need to finish, and that's the bottom line.
Jeff, when we talked last spring, you were so excited about your offensive line. Of course, 4 or 5 starters back, 18 starters back on your team. As you mentioned, you've got that young man toting the football for you. He's certainly very, very, very capable and a tough, hard-nosed runner. Chaz Anderson, I thought, came in and did a good job for you last year as a transfer from Cincinnati at quarterback. That's the question. You know, how's your quarterback position? How's that competition going between Zordich and Licata? Where do you stand at that spot?
Well, you know, it's always tough when you have you know, your 5th starting quarterback in 5 years. We know that, and but Chaz came in last year and did a tremendous job providing that, you know, that leadership, that winning spirit, that work ethic that was so important. And I think Joe Licata, who's going in his 1st year competition, and then Alex Zordich. We all know Alex started some games in 2010, did a tremendous job last year, and you know, learning and continue to grow and develop into a great quarterback. So that's the competition. We're going to let that play out in fall camp, but both of them have had an outstanding summer. But I really like what both of them bring to the table. And I really think when you think about the offensive production, you know, we improved 8 points a game. You know, that was huge. You know, we looked at the total yardage. You know, we had 3 games last year at 500 yards or more. And previous in the 1A history at Buffalo, we had 4 total in the history. So, you know, we've been able to really settle in on our philosophy offensively. Alex Wood, our offensive coordinator, has done an outstanding job. You know, you look at our quarterback play, and then you bring in a guy like Don Patterson. Both these guys have been head coaches. Matt Simon, our running back coach, did a tremendous job. He's won as a coach 2 Super Bowls, coached some of the best running backs in the game, and Branden's benefited from it. So I like where we are offensively. I like the competition, and then the defensive side of the ball, we need to be more opportunistic. We need to take the ball away. We decreased our turnovers last year offensively, but we did not do it enough to get the ball back.
I congratulate you, and it starts with your new defensive coordinator, Lou Tepper. What a great hire, and just a tremendous, tremendous veteran defensive coach. I look at your defense, 2 great linebackers, Kahlil, Mack, and Skinner. I really like your corners. I think that they can hold up and allow Coach Tepper to be maybe a little more aggressive. What do you think? Where are you at right now defensively?
Well, I really like what Coach Tepper brought to the table. You know, this is a gentleman who's got a tremendous amount of experience, tremendous amount of knowledge, you know, and he's produced. You know, he's implemented a defensive philosophy, and I think our kids have benefited tremendously. Kahlil has, but there's been a distinct emphasis on pursuing the ball carriers, you know, getting there and creating turnovers, and I think that's a tremendous, you know, focus for our defense. And, you know, he's been in big games. He's coached in the SEC. He's been a head coach. You know, I've been very blessed to have opportunities for gentlemen out there that want to come and be a part of our Buffalo football program and add to my staff. And there's some dynamics there that I've been very excited about, and we saw it this spring. Very competitive, you know. But it'll be nice to put the whole team on one sidelines. You know, like in spring ball, you know, it's an offense-defensive battle. But sure. You know, as you know, Doug, you know, he's a tremendous gentleman. He's a great person, a great football coach, and it's going to enhance our entire defensive unit in our program.
You see the enthusiasm from head coach Jeff Quinn. Why not? When you have two young men like we're going to introduce you to, very, very much pleased to be able to feel good about young men like running back Branden and linebacker Kahlil Mack, both veterans on this football team. Kahlil, let's start with you from a defensive side. Coach Graber and I, we love the way you go sideline to sideline and kind of that search and destroy mentality. Coach Graber mentioned some of the specifics about you defensively. Do you believe that the ingredients are in place with Coach Tepper to be able to make significant strides on your side of the football this year?
Oh, no doubt about it. Coach Tepper is a solid guy, and he's going to capitalize on a lot of the guys that we have on the field. And Najee Johnson and Courtney Lester, the corners that you were talking about, we're going to put them in aggressive situations and see if they can make plays in the secondary and get some takeaways. And it's going to be a great year. It's going to be a great year with Coach Tepper.